Here you can see a directory called SonarQube. If you go inside, I have a couple of files. To set up SonarQube, you can choose this option. And here I mentioned prerequisites and installation steps. As part of prerequisites, we need an EC2 instance with 2 GB RAM. So T2 small instance can be capable to handle our SonarQube. And same thing is mentioned in the SonarQube documentation. Maybe you can open the SonarQube documentation over here. And here you have a hardware requirements. And if you see, SonarQube server requires at least 2 GB of RAM to run efficiently and 1 GB of free RAM for the OS. Anyway, I tried with the 2 GB system, it is working fine. And another thing which we need to notice is supported platforms. And if you see the Java, we should install Java. Why? Because SonarQube developed in Java program. And if you are using Oracle JRE, then we should go with the server side Oracle 11. Even in the scanner, Oracle 11 we required. Similar way, OpenJDK, we need 11. We need to install OpenJDK 11 before installing or before setting up SonarQube. All right. So now let's go back and we can see here I already mentioned these two. Next thing, we need a SonarQube user. Why? Because SonarQube cannot be run as a root on Unix based systems. So create a dedicated user account for SonarQube if necessary. This is what we are going to do. We can create a Sonar admin user which can be capable to handle our SonarQube. Next, to download SonarQube, you can use this URL to download the latest version. I'm just opening it in the new window, and if you see here we have different editions. Or else you can go to the SonarQube official website. This is sonarcube.org and the download option. Here you can see all the editions. Community edition is the free and open source. We can use this one without any issue. But if you want to go with the developer or enterprise edition, we must go with the free trial. So you can use it. But this is the latest version, I can say 9.0.1. But if you want to go with the LTA, nothing but long-term support or stable version, we should go with the 8.9.2. And this we can download it from here. All right. Next thing, once we have downloaded, just unzip it and change the ownership to the Sonar user. In our case, we are going to create Sonar admin. To him, we are going to grant access to this OPT because I'm going to download it onto OPT SonarQube directory. Once that is done, we should start it as a user. Okay, that's it. After that, we can access it from the browser. All right. So to start with it, we need an EC2 instance with minimum of 2 GB RAM. I have already launched a server and named it as a SonarQube, and it is just now came up. And another thing is, if you go to security group, okay, we have opened port number 9000. You must open this port to access SonarQube from the browser. Now let's connect to this system. I'm just copying it. Session SSH, and I'm loading my key pair, DevOps key, EC2 - user. Okay. So I have logged into my system and we need to install Java, right? And also we need to do some setup. That's the reason I'm switching as a root and clear the screen. And first thing is we should install Java. Let's see whether Java is installed or not. Okay, there is no Java installed so far. Now what I can do, I can install Java. To do that one, yum list. We are going to install OpenJDK. OpenJDK we need 11, but let's see what and all options are available. We have Java 7, OpenJDK, Java 8, but we need Java 11. For that we can use the Amazon distribution. Amazon Linux Extras is a Amazon Linux distribution, and you can see list of the packages which are available over here. We are looking for Java OpenJDK 11. This is what I would like to install. So we can give Amazon Linux Extras install and the Java OpenJDK 11. That's it. So it may take a while to install. Let's wait. Yes. All right. Our Java installation is successful. Now let me check Java minus version. Okay. This time it is showing it as 11.0.12. All right. Next thing, we need to download the packages. For that, I am going to OPT directory. I don't have anything over here. So to download the packages, wget and go to your documentation, here you will have a latest version, or else you can directly go here, and I'm going to take the long-term support version, right click and copy link address, so that we can copy the link and paste it over here, and you can see here it is downloading SonarQube 8.9.2. Again, it may take a while. Okay, download is successful. If I check the files, yes, you can see here SonarQube 8.9.2. Now let's extract it. For that, unzip, because it is a zip file, so I'm using unzip. Unzip is successful, and now let's go into SonarQube, and if I check, there are multiple files. Among these, if you go to the config directory, in config directory we will have a file called sonar properties. Okay, if you are using apart from the default settings, then you need to update this sonar properties file. Okay, let me open this one and run through with some of the important parameters. Among this, sonar.jdbc username, password. So these are for databases. If you want to connect with a database which is running in the other system, yes, you need to enable it. Next thing is Oracle. If you are running independent database, then what is the database you are using? According to that, you need to enable. So in next lecture, I'm going to show you that PostgreSQL, how to use it. Okay, we need to enable it. Okay, apart from this, if you are using Microsoft SQL Server, you can enable. Like this, you can have the different parameters you can upload. Even you can see here, SonarQube web port, it is 9000. If you wish to change from 9000 to something else, you can change it. This is also SonarQube web host, from where you need to access it. You can restrict that. Such kind of options are customizable in the sonar properties file. Okay, it will be bit advanced topic, so I'm skipping this one at this moment. So let's go back, and if I check again, there is a bin directory. Under bin, you can find the different operating systems. It can support Mac OS, Windows, Linux, but in our case we are looking for Linux. Go inside to Linux, and here we have a file called sonar.sh. This is what we need to start. So to start, /sonar we should give, and start we should give. If you don't provide anything, okay, it will give the list of the options which you can input with this one. But anyway, we should run it as a another user, because root user is not entertained to start it, because your Elasticsearch works with the non-root user. If you want to try it out, we can just try it out. Okay, let's see what will happen. And it is saying that it is started, but we'll check the status. Now you can see here again it got stopped. Okay, that's the problem. It is not worked with the root user. If you want to see the what exactly the error, you will have a log file over here. Okay, if you go here, pwd, under your SonarQube directory, there is a logs. Okay, logs directory. Under logs, you will have a log file. I'm just exploring this log file, and you can see the error explicitly. Cannot run Elasticsearch as a root. That is the error which is it is triggering. So we must create a non-root user. For that, I'm going to create a new user sonar admin. Okay, and the next thing, I need to give ownership of the OPT SonarQube. Why? Because we have the sonar.sh file over there. Without privilege, we cannot able to start as a sonar admin. So what I will do, sorry, chown -r sonar admin :sonar admin opt/sonar. Okay, so now we have changed the ownership, and if you check the cd slash, anyway I'm in the same directory, and if I do ll, now you can see all are owned by the SonarQube user. Okay, if you see earlier it was owned by the root user. All right, now let's jump in as a sonar user, sonar admin, and let's jump back to OPT SonarQube, then cd bin and Linux. Here we have a sonar, then sonar sh.start. So this is how we can start. Now let's check the status. Okay, it is running fine. And another thing, you can check that on which port your SonarQube is working. Netstat, sorry, -tulpn. Okay, so this is the command to check it out, and if you see here, there is a 9000 port is opened and it is running by Java application. Now let's try to access our SonarQube from the browser. 9000. Once it is ready, we can provide the credentials. Default credentials for SonarQube is admin and admin. All right, admin, admin. Okay. In the first login, it will ask us to change the password. I'm just changing the password. Once we have changed the password, we will successfully logged into the GUI of SonarQube. This is our GUI, and you can see there are various options over here. In next lecture, I will just quickly run through with the what and all these options, how we can use it. That's all for this lecture. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lecture.